Thanks for joining us today. We are letting folks pile into the meeting. We've got some exciting content today with the software development survey that we do every year. We had some interesting data, and we are going to share that with you today. Should take about 20 or so minutes, maybe a little less, and then we'll do a little demo and we'll wrap this up in 30 minutes to give you a time frame. We talked today with the marketing folks about making sure when we schedule these webinars, they are 30 minutes, not an hour, because usually if you sign up for a webinar and you're making that hour commitment, that's a lot out of your day. We really appreciate your time, and the anytime you give us, we really appreciate. We want to give you value, but we also want you to be aware that usually all of our webinars for Reveal, Slingshot, App Builder, we can wrap them up in 30 minutes. And then if we go over, it's usually a lot of Q&A based on the product, based on the day, based on how you all feel. But yeah, it looks like we've got a bunch of folks have joined us, and welcome everyone. We appreciate you joining us today. With me is Casey McGuigan as usual. She's the product manager for Reveal and Slingshot, and product owner as well. So she is very close to the product team. She's been with the Reveal product since its inception and is pretty much an expert on everything that it takes to use the product. So we look forward to her demo today. She actually runs the survey process, reaching out, interacting with customers, etc. My name is Jason Beres, and I run the developer tool side of the Infragistics business. And yeah, I will kick off what we're going to talk about today. So today's agenda: the survey, Firmographic, survey results. We'll do a demo of Reveal. We're actually going to show Reveal embedded in Slingshot. Slingshot is another product of ours that's releasing in about 2 weeks. We did a webinar on it last week. If you haven't seen it, ask us. We'll send you the link. But some housekeeping. You will get a recording of this webinar emailed to you. If not today, then tomorrow morning, along with a link to the slides. We will also share a blog, I believe. Don't we have a blog with all the Reveal survey data, Casey?
Yeah, we have a white paper that we'll share as well.
Yep, we'll send you the white paper as well, which has additional information and some talking points. And then we'll please ask you to ask questions in the chat or the Q&A box. We'll answer those all along the way. And the idea with these surveys is not only to inform you of where the market is at, where your peers are at in the market, so you can baseline where your organization is at, but also to give you talking points. If you've been struggling with your management on trying to do things that we've covered in the survey, you can say, hey, look at this survey. It's just more data. And because we do it through Reveal, of course, everything is about data. Infragistics is a data-driven company. You are all data-driven companies. And if you're not, you're interested in it. And that's why you're here looking at Reveal. Now, the next webinar is going to be awesome. It's Tuesday, April 19th. So a little over a month from now, we are going to show how you can embed Reveal SDK into your Blazor applications. And I think you'll be shocked at how easy it is. So we're excited about this. We did one on Angular last month or so, and that was really popular. So we want to keep the motion going with Blazor. So April 19th, 11 a.m., please join us. And we are going to go through integrating powerful BI into your Blazor applications. And this is, I'm going to say, 15 lines of code or less on the client side. And then on the server side, it is, we've updated the SDK. I'm going to say it's 1 line of code now to activate the Reveal SDK in an ASP.NET Core app to make it a web API app. It is so easy to do this. So we really hope you're there. And if you don't want to wait for April 19th, shoot us an email. We can do a demo today, tomorrow. We don't care. And then we have a new component, the dashboard thumbnail previewer that you'll see in action. And we're also going to show you how to very quickly create this Blazor UX. We're going to show you another product we have called App Builder, which will just let you, bam, get a beautiful UX, insert my Reveal SDK, and then I'm done. So this is going to be a cool webinar. All right, so let's get into the survey Firmographic. So the survey this year, we had thousands of respondents. Every year it gets better and better. We're trying different techniques to get more information from the market. Infragistics is a tech company, of course. Historically, we sell developer tools, and of course, Reveal is a developer tool. It's a BI SDK, but it hits a couple different markets. Obviously, IT is always looking to find tools that they can use to add to existing internal applications, use as SaaS apps, etc. But also business professionals and professional services are looking for the same sort of stuff. So if you're a product manager, if you're a service manager, if you're running a product team, like an organization, and hey, I have products in my org, those are the types of folks that would look at something like embedded BI to get into their application, because they want to add value, they want to drive new sales, they want to create new streams of revenue, etc. So while there is an array of different types of verticals in the survey, they're all within that realm of technology one way or another. But for the actual survey respondents, if you look at the titles, was heavily weighted towards IT folks and business and professional services folks. And then respondents, job functions, IT. I know it's very generic, but if you work in IT, then you could be just part of the development team for an organization. So you're trying to build apps for an organization or for a department within an organization, and you're considered under that IT umbrella. At Infragistics, we're a little bit different. We have an IT department, and they build internal applications where they might promote BI, but we also have software development teams. And so software development teams that build product aren't necessarily under IT. They're under the product owners and the folks that own those different business units. So we've got a good mix here of different types of folks: IT, management, accounting and finance, software developers, administrators, HR, design, etc. So all of these roles would roll up into those different types of categorizations of the type of company that they believe or they've identified as in the survey. So you most likely are in one of these areas, so you'll get that type of information. So let me go back. The total numbers of employees for respondents, you can see, I think for the majority of you're going to fit into this purple part of the donut here. So you're probably a company of 1,000 employees or less. That's most of Infragistics customers. I would say maybe 70%, 60%. And then the other 40% are higher than that, right? So there's the big enterprise, like, if you think of a company like a big bank or a big software integrator, they have massive numbers of employees. So, I think most of you fit in this little purple spot. And then the blue spot, 1 to 49, Infragistics, traditionally, we've been in business for 30 years. So we've got a lot of small development teams, from 1 dev to 5 devs to maybe 20 developers and up. So the good thing is this probably represents you as well. So you can identify with some of these survey results. So let's get into some of these key findings. There was 4 key findings that we pulled out of the responses. The biggest challenge by far is recruitment. And in fact, when we talk to customers today, and maybe some of you are on the phone that we've talked to, they're like, we want to use your product, but we're waiting to hire new people because we can't take on any more work now because we don't have enough developers. All right. Very common, which goes into number 2. What happens when you don't have enough developers? You try to address those recruitment gaps by using tooling. So low code, no code, or app builder like tools, embedded analytics tools. Hey, should we build our own analytics engine with charts and graphs from a component vendor like Infragistics? Or should we look to something that's already done for us, like an SDK for BI, and just stick it in the app? Because that's going to save us hundreds of thousands of dollars and months and maybe years of dev time. And then, of course, these design to code platforms. So 1 and 2 are very, you probably relate to them very well, especially if you are in some sort of development team, IT, etc. Now, if you're in the business, you're looking at citizen development tools for building applications faster with fewer resources. So the rise of the citizen developer is happening, and that kind of push towards a citizen developer has gone into development teams. So if you think about some of the data we've shared in previous webinars, like Forrester says by 2025, over 50% of developers will be using low code, no code tools in their job. I mean, so even the development skill set is moving towards these tools because the Department of Labor says it's going to be really hard to backfill all of these development jobs that are necessary. So then you start saying, hey, let's go outside of our own country. Let's start hiring in different places. That's equally as hard. So it's not like there's a silver bullet answer, maybe like there was 10 years ago. And then number 4, we look at business intelligence and data analytics tools are really growing. So this is, if we look at the visual analytics market, Infragistics estimates this around $800 million to $1 billion, but the data analytics market is in the multi-billion, $20-30 billion market space, which covers the gamut of capabilities of tools that help organizations drive that decision-making process, which is why we're building tools around it. So you're going to see today Reveal, but you're also going to see Slingshot, another tool that has other features like, maybe a data catalog to help us catalog all of our data and share it and collaborate with our users so we can drive data decision-making. And then when you get the slides, you'll see a link to this McKinsey survey. The interesting thing is our survey results are aligning with all these other surveys in the market, which kind of is good. We don't have any outliers. McKinsey did a huge survey, and the number one thing was skills gap, and then looking to tools like, again, data analytics, low code tools to fill those skills gaps up. And when we look at the types of challenges in 2022, and the way we did these slides is you can read on the right-hand side really quickly sort of the narrative and then look at the numbers. We just didn't want to show the numbers. We wanted to give context. Some of you folks will go and read the white paper, some won't. We encourage it, but there's always a little bit of narrative on these slides to give you some information. And these are like the highlights. But you look at high client expectations, this theme occurs over and over and over again. And it just couples right with increased customer demand, where my customers are asking for more and they expect a better experience. And if we don't have that, then they're going to go on to another vendor. Gartner and CEB tell us that by the time a customer actually talks to you, they've already gone through you and all of your vendors, and like 70%, maybe 80% of their decision is made up where to go. So it's a gift when you get to actually talk to a customer, because many of them are just doing self-serve online. And if they're kind of interested, then they're going to move forward. If you don't have that type of experience in your application, which maps to that high client expectation of what your product delivers, that's really where you're going to see a drop off in revenue. So you need to amp up your game and what you're delivering. And that's why we always are pushing things like, hey, we have the UX team at Infragistics. We've gone through all the user experience for a product like Reveal. If you're thinking about accelerating a digital transformation, look to embedded analytics and BI, and you'll get there. But you can see here that it is difficult out there for software development, more so than it was 3-4 years ago, mostly because the pool of available resources has really just dropped off, and we're going to continue to see that trend moving forward. Respondents planning to save money by using a few different tools, digital workplace tools. This exploded with COVID, right? So before COVID, you may have used some chat tool, you may have used some project management tool. Now everyone's using products like this. And if you're not, you're looking to invest or you're looking to find something that meets the demands of your team better. So if you have a bunch of point solutions like, oh, we've got Asana over here, maybe Monday over here, I've got Slack over here, maybe Teams, maybe I'm using this for screen share, whatever. It's a lot of context switching. A lot of time is wasted every week and every day just trying to get basic work function done. Digital workplaces kind of bring that together. And that's where companies are looking to save a ton of time and money with their resources. And that's where in our demo today, you'll see a product called Slingshot, which really we're trying to help you along that path. Low code, no code, we talked about that already, how that kind of couples with embedded analytics. And then the other thing that we've seen a real rise of, and the survey kind of validated that, was in our enterprise customers and the customers that actually have invested in design teams. They're looking to consolidate these efforts of design to code, which means I can no longer have my design team in a silo on their own, designing something, showing it to management, getting them excited and getting buy-in. And then the dev team says, there's no way we can do that. So design to code platforms kind of bring that together. We did a webinar on this concept of a digital product design platform, and it's the same thing. Like, how can we accelerate not only product delivery, but accelerate customer satisfaction, user experience with these tools? So these are ways to save money. And of course, money is your development team's time, the time to get to market, and the number of resources that you have to hire. So trying to save that with tools like this. So business expectations versus growth for 2021. So to break this down, the orange bar is what they predicted. The purple bar is what actually happened. So how many of you on the call had went to the year and management was saying, yeah, it's going to be tough. We're not going to put a lot on your shoulders. We know we've got less people. We know it's maybe you're getting used to this new work environment, well, work from home or hybrid workplace. But boy, was management kind of just making us feel better at the time. We all have double or triple the actual new projects, the actual increase of new proposals, new market expansion doubled, new tech adoption doubled. So we're looking at this acceleration of the digital workplace, of digital transformation, and then of course the need for tooling to keep pace with this. So the only way that you can keep pace is by looking at what we're talking about in these surveys, looking at what McKinsey's talking about, and seeing where in your organization you can accelerate what you're doing with your team to clear out these backlogs, to deliver more than is expected from management, to not cut corners. You don't ever want to cut corners. So how do you do that? Use other tools, use SDKs, use digital product design platforms that are proven to help you deliver your backlogs faster. And of course, meet customer demand, which is really the goal. And then here, the amount of time software development cycle was negatively impacted by COVID-19. So yeah, 47% expect a reduction in funding, 45% expect projects to be canceled or postponed, and 31% predicted a reduction in staff. But a third of folks are positive about the future. So when we're looking at delays, for organizations that were really digital already, this is where you probably saw growth, right? You saw revenue growth. For organizations that weren't already digital, this is the story. You were severely impacted by what happened with COVID. And we have so many examples at Infragistics of organizations that had no work from home capability. Forgetting about HR policy, we're talking about, did they have a VPN? Were they able to take a laptop home and connect to the office to do work? Trust me, I know it's shocking, but I'm sure, well, let's see. I'm going to guess 12% of you on the call were in this boat, maybe a little bit higher. But there's so many big enterprises that were not prepared for the new normal of work from home. And so they got hit big time in project delivery. and they had to go through total restructuring. We had organizations, not in the US, but in other countries that are very like super strict on process security, in the Asia Pacific region, where they just shut down for like a month. So IT could get everything ready. And then when they all like were at home back working, they could connect in a secure manner to their enterprise servers. So this happened a lot. It caused delays, and we all felt the pain for it in overall delivery. But the neat thing is, in terms of embedded analytics, which is what many of you on the phone are already using, or you're thinking about embedded analytics, the growth is going up and up and up. So the number of software developers who were using embedded analytics in 2020 was 33%. Software developers embedding analytics in their apps for their own use in 2021 has gone up to 58%. So we are seeing a growth here. And why is this? Because we are hammering Infragistics is, but you're getting it in the market in when you're reading articles on TechCrunch, on The Verge, on ZDNet, you name it, data-driven business decisions is driving the need for embedded analytics, understanding business problems, making business decisions in place, increasing work productivity, not having to task switch to go to some other tool to look at a dashboard, letting the tool give us the information while we're in the flow of our work will drive better outcomes. And that's why embedded analytics is on the rise. So if you're not using it yet, you were kind of in that 2/3 of folks not embedding. Now, like it's less than half. So the market is really improving here. So with that, we are right at the 11:23 mark here on the East Coast of the US. I'm going to let Casey share her screen and do a quick demo of Reveal embedded inside of Slingshot. So take it away, Casey.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. All right, and are you seeing Slingshot?
Yes, looks great.
Okay, awesome. So yep, really quick. I know I have 5 quick minutes here, so I'm going to, as Jason said, demo an embedded analytics experience inside of one of our other tools called Slingshot. So you can see here that I'm in a project that's called Q2 product launch. And this product that we have, Slingshot, is all about bringing together, as Jason was mentioning, the elimination of app switching. So you have your tasks, your discussions, your content, your analytics, all in this one application. So this analytics tab, as I kind of pop over here, where you can see kind of like the different features in here. But when I pop over to the analytics tab, this is our Reveal application embedded completely into Slingshot. So when I come up here to add a dashboard, or if I come and I click on any of these dashboards within here, I'm running the Reveal engine. So quickly showing you a creation use case through here. If I am running a product launch and I wanted to connect directly to my Facebook data and pull in results from Facebook, I'm going to come up here to add dashboard. And I'm prompted to then select my data source. So from behind the add data source icon, you have a number of different data sources that you can connect to. I believe it's now up to 38 different sources, and we try to release new sources every 6 to 8 weeks. So we have Google Search Console and Salesforce Marketing Cloud coming out in our next release. But for this, I'm actually just going to pop into Facebook. And once I select my data, I'm in the visualization editor here. You can see I'm directly connected to Facebook. I have all of the available fields that are inside of my Facebook ad manager in here. And say I just wanted to see maybe our spend over time. I'll go to my date field here. And then I'll go to, I always forget if it's cost or spend. Spend. And once I have the needed, and let me change my date range, I think it's a date problem. information in my dashboard, you can see that my data starts to pool over here on the right-hand side. So this is now looking at my spend. I can change this to a currency and I can change the fraction digits, whatever I wanted to. So I'm kind of looking here how much I've spent by day for my particular campaigns. So I'm just going to hit the check up here, and then I have my first visualization in this dashboard. From here, I can add additional widgets. So I'll come up here to the visualization. I can choose a completely different data source if I wanted to. So there's no limit where one dashboard has to be only one data source. So let's say I have other information in an Excel file or something. And I do have a sample file here that is basically an Excel file out on the web that I'm going to pull in. And for this, say I wanted to create a combo chart, and I want to see the number of leads that we're generating. So I'll do month, and then I'll look at our traffic versus our conversions. And again, once the data that I need over here is populated, my chart comes up here on the right-hand side. I'll give this a title for traffic versus conversions. And then each different chart type within here has different settings. So if I wanted to change my start color, if I wanted to change the visualization that's being shown in the background, I can do, or on your different series, you can do that as well. And then I'll hit the check again. And here I have two dashboards or two visualizations for my dashboard. For here, your Reveal SDK is completely customizable. So you're able to control the colors, the fonts, the backgrounds, really any part of this, the button colors, whether it's round or square. So we really want the SDK to match and your application's look and feel. So you are able to customize all of those as well. But then once you're happy with your dashboard, you can come up here. I'll just call this Facebook data for now. And then I would hit save and save this to the area that I want it to live in. And now I have a ready to go dashboard. I know that was super quick because I only had 5 minutes. I don't know, Jason, if there was anything I can show that anybody asked or.
No, I think what we should do is when we share the, when we send the email tonight or tomorrow, we'll include the recording of this. We'll include some links to some previous webinars and some videos online, as well as a link to the white paper. And that'll probably satisfy the majority of what people are thinking about.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, I think before, we're always ready to give a demo as well for anybody.
Yes, we would love to talk to you, give you a demo, get your feedback, and get you on the path to using Reveal embedded in your application. So let me just go ahead and share my screen here. Windows is giving me a little bit of a problem. Share, where are you at? Windows 11 does not like, it's the worst. I think I'm going to go back to Windows 10. Just doesn't bring up the right screen. And it won't bring up my Zoom toolbar. Are you kidding me? Wow. Can you bring up the last slide, Casey, and share your screen? So let's just wrap it up. You can see Casey's screen. Shoot us an email if you would like to get more information on Reveal. Like I mentioned, we will be sending a follow-up email with the survey and with some other information, which will give you some insights not only on Reveal, but also digital workplace tools like Slingshot. And then, yeah, give us a call if you want to go further and how you can start using Reveal today. So Blair is saying You're not Windows. It's Zoom. It has nothing to do with this. Oh my God. So does anyone have a problem with Windows 11 where it doesn't bring up Windows? Like you click on the thing and it won't bring your window to the top level. It's the most annoying thing in the world. And Zoom, I think I've got two screens here, and I'm a pretty technical guy. As you can see, I have some experience with my gray beard. But yeah, it's so annoying, this window thing. And if I can't use Zoom, then man, we're in trouble. But yeah, we are totally Windows 11 compatible. In fact, Reveal has a Java backend. It has an ASP.NET Core backend, which we use the minimal API now in ASP.NET Core. So that's why I say you just say add Reveal in your builder. I think it's builder.addmvc.addReveal. You're done. That's all you need to do. And then in the client, it's ASP.NET, React, Angular, Blazor, pure JavaScript, and HTML, anything. It doesn't really matter. It's a web component. Or we do Windows Forms and WPF. So we have customers all over the place with this. So yeah, let's continue to talk online. Blair, what's the best way to schedule a tour to start code evolution in our business? Why don't you just email me or Casey, jasonb@infragistics.com, C McGuigan at infragistics.com, or reply to the email tomorrow, and we'll schedule a meeting with you. And then Stephen, we use Teams internally at Infragistics for video. We use Zoom webinars for the webinars because Teams is kind of funky right now with that. It's still in a preview mode. But yeah, I agree. But I'm going to blame this all on Windows 11. So it looks like that's the end of the questions for today. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and spending time with us. Thank you, Casey, for this great demo. And we will see you next week or next month at the Blazor Reveal webinar. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.